Hello everyone, this is Professor Shaista Khanam from Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering. Today we are going to learn about Tinkercad, how Tinkercad can be used for different applications. Tinkercad is an online platform which is available to simulate the electronic circuits, and it is also provided with a microcontroller board, which is nothing but a very widely used board, Arduino. So Arduino is provided, so many applications using microcontroller can be implemented in Tinkercad. So uh, we know that the uh, like different applications, like if you want to make a game, you are making some medical devices, like suppose you are making some temperature monitoring system, then you are planning to make any appliance like con- appliance controlling element. Then for example you're by a visiting counter, then if you're making a want to make a calculator, I know there are these applications are available, but in order to make something new, at least first of all you need to develop something very basic. If you develop, if suppose you are, if you think calculator, it's very calculator means very fine calculators are available nowadays, but if you develop with your calculator with the basic function of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but while implementing you'll understand what can be the problems you can face in implementing this calculator. So you cannot make a very fine thing at once. First of all you have to start with basic, like robot. Now very sophisticated robots are available in the market, but even though if I want to start to learn how the robot works, first of all I need to start a robot with a simple button control that I should have, like how we play a video game, like we press a forward button so our car moves ahead, or if I press a forward backward button the car moves behind. So in this way I can implement, so I can use some motors in order to rotate the wheels, and I can control it with button. Then I can modify my design to remote control. Then I can make it, I can modify the robot with the help of to control the robot with the help of mobile application. I can make it obstacle avoidance robot. I can connect a sensor in that, and I can my robot can work in the presence of obstacle also. So digital clock, digital lock, like this is a like combination of, like this is nothing but for safety purpose. This is very common for security purpose. So if you want to form any locking system, then temperature controller. Temperature controller is automatic temperature controller is you can use a temperature sensor, and it can give, like you can set a certain temperature, a certain value of temperature, and depending upon that it can give a notification. Then you can uh, simulate piano. Then you can make any medical application like monitoring, temperature monitoring, heartbeat monitoring system. So in this way many applications, see these are some applications which can be implemented using Tinkercad. And so the application now today what we are going to learn with the help of Tinkercad is nothing but a very commonly used appliance is washing machine. Now in washing machine, now what we have in washing machine, in washing machine, see everyone is knowing that he, in washing machine you'll have a button. When you switch on the mains button, the LED which is turning on, which is nothing but a power on indicator. So with the help of first button you are turning on the washing machine. Secondly, when you press a button so that your motor will start. What is the application of a motor here? Motor is nothing but your tub where you are putting the clothes and the water. That tub is rotating when you press the start button. So that tub is rotating, so the rotation of the tub is done with the help of motor. So motor is actually rotating, and the tub is mounted on a motor. So this we are going to learn today, that how this button, how this thing can be implemented in Tinkercad. Now, if you observe, you understood what is button, what is LED, what is motor. These are the very common name which we have heard. So now we have to use these elements along with the microcontroller. Now, what is microcontroller? See, I need some controlling element. Like if I press a button, this should happen. If I press this button, motor should on. If I press a timer button, then this much of timing should be set. So all these things can be controlled with the help of element which is called as microcontroller. Microcontroller is a very common name. Microcontroller, microprocessor, everyone is used nowadays in daily application. Everywhere we are using this controller. For example, if I consider your mobile phone, in your mobile phone also there are microprocessor, microcontroller, which are nothing but what, nowadays your mobile phone can do many applications, but when it was designed, first of all it was designed to receive and send the to receive the call, or to call a person, or to maximum to receive a message or to send the message. So the microcontroller which is there in a mobile phone is responsible for making a call or sending a message or receiving a message. So here this controller is responsible कि if button is pressed, then the LED should be on. If this button is pressed, then the motor should be on. And I can set the timer that if I want to turn on the motor for particular timing, then that can be set with the help of this timer. So now, which microcontroller we are going to use? Here we are going to use a Arduino board. Arduino is nothing but what, open source electronics platform, which is coming along with the hardware and software. Hardware is nothing but, if I consider this button, this LED, this motor is nothing but what, a hardware which I want to connect. So I can connect this button and LED on this board, and this microcontroller can be programmed, I need to program it to work it in a particular manner. That can be done with the help of a software. So for that I need to write a program, and that program I'm writing in the software. So this is nothing but what, a combination of hardware and software. Now in this Arduino board there's a microcontroller which is used, and it's a Atmega 328. Now what is there in this board? So now why we are considering this board? Because here we are going to implement this this application with the help of a microcontroller, which is nothing but a Arduino board we are going to use, in which the microcontroller is Atmega 328. Now in this board what we have, see, there are many things, but I am concentrating on the important thing, what we are going to use. This is nothing but a USB jack. With the help of this jack, your microcontroller, this board will be connected to a laptop. Here there is a power jack. This is nothing but, if you want to operate this controller with the help of battery, then you can connect a battery over here in order to turn on the board. Now here you can observe these are nothing but some connectors. These connectors are nothing but where you can connect the LED or switch. So if I want to connect a LED, or if I want to connect a switch, I can connect on this pins. So if you observe, there are some pins named as digital pins, power pins and analog pins. Power pins are nothing but a pins which is giving you a power supply, that is 5 volt, 3.3 volt, ground pin. All these are available on this power pin. So in order to give the supply voltage of to connect the ground, we are going to use this pins. Then we have analog pins. Analog and digital, these are nothing but, digital signals are nothing but a signals. Now see, digital signals are nothing but having signals of only two levels, logic 1 or logic 0. Logic high or logic 0. Logic high is nothing but 5 volt and logic low is nothing but 0 volt. Now for example, LED is on or off. So these are having only two states. So that is nothing but what, binary data. So that is a digital data. Now if I'll press a switch, the switch will be on or off. These are the only two conditions which are possible. So that is nothing but called as digital data. So digital input and output. So here today we are going to concentrate only on digital data, or the devices or the elements, the components which are going to work on digital pins. So this is digital. Now analog is nothing but, if I consider see here, if I consider a digital pin, here the voltage is either low, that is 0 volt, or high, logic high is nothing but high, which is 5 volt. So these are the two voltage levels which are available on this digital pin. But if I consider the analog pin, in analog pin you can apply the analog voltage. If I consider the analog voltage, a very commonly used analog voltage is nothing but our main supply, which is nothing but 230 volts. So in analog I can have a number, like I can have a variation in number, like my voltage can vary from 0 to suppose 100 volts. So if this is nothing but what a analog value, which is changing from 0 to 100 value. So if my voltage is changing, so this is nothing but what different values are available, which is nothing but, so if your signal is coming in terms of analog, then it will be connected to these analog pins. Now then you have a USB jack I have explained. Now here something I have written as PWM pin. On PWM pin, these digital pins are also some of the pins which are having this marking is nothing but are called as PWM. PWM pin is nothing but pulse width modulation. On this pins, it is possible to give the variable voltage. See, if I give on this pin logic 1 or logic 0, that means I can get 0 volt or 5 volts. But if I am considering it in a PWM mode, then in PWM mode I can get voltage, variable voltage from 0 to 5 volt. So like if I'm connecting a LED, if I'm giving 0 and 5 volt, then what will happen? Either it will be off or it will be on with its maximum intensity. But if I'll vary the voltage from 0 to 5 volt, then it is nothing but what, as I'll increase the voltage, the LED will start, means it, first of all it will be very dim, and then its brightness is going to increase. So that is nothing but a PWM pin. So these are nothing but some of the input and output devices. This is a switch, push button switch. This is a keypad. So what happens in input device? If you press something or if you do something, some data is going inside the controller. So that is nothing but an input device. And output device is nothing but LED, motor, this buzzer, LCD. These are nothing but output devices, where these are the things which are going to be controlled by the controller. So microcontroller will give the voltage to LED, hence the LED will glow. So these are nothing but output devices. Now coming to, now this is digital input and output. Now here you can see, here I have written this is digital pin. Now on this digital pin, I can connect, see I am considering the two example of LED and switch. If I am connecting a LED on a particular pin, or if I am connecting a switch on a particular pin, then I have how the microcontroller will come to know whether the device which is connected on the pin is input or output. For that, so the microcontroller will not automatically understand. We have to inform the controller that this pin is nothing but used as an input pin. If this pin is used as an input pin, that means I'm connecting a switch. Suppose if I'm connecting a LED, then I have to define that this pin number 8 is used as an output pin. So in this way you have to define that whether the pin is input or output. Next, so how to define this pin? When I'll write a program in Arduino, in this Arduino I'll be using some commands. So these commands we are discussing over here. So this is pin mode, pin comma mode. Pin mode is nothing but I'm defining the pin whether it is input or output. So here I'll be writing a pin number, and here I'll be writing a mode. So here I have written example pin mode 9 comma output. This indicates that the pin number 9 is output. So means output, that means suppose I can connect the LED on pin number 9. Then after defining it, whether it is input or output, next thing is, suppose if it is output. So if it is output, that means suppose I have connected a LED. I want to turn on the LED, turn off the LED. LED, if I want to turn on, I have to give high voltage. If I want to turn off, I have to give low voltage. So for that, sending low voltage as high or low, I'll be using the command as digital write pin comma value. Pin, on which pin I want to send this value, whether I want to send pin value, the value on this pin is high or low, that I need to mention. So this is nothing but digital write 9 comma, here I have written 9 comma high, that means I'm sending high on pin number 9, or it can be low on pin number 9. Next, digital read. Digital read is nothing but, see, in case of LED microprocessor, your controller is sending some data on this pin, so that is nothing but output. Now, if it is a switch is nothing but if it is pressed, whether the signal in going inside the microcontroller will be 1 or 0, that depends on a switch connection. So here, with the help of this digital read command, the controller is going to read whether the on the pin on which the switch is connected, whether right now it is high or low. So this command is used to read the pin, and this command is used to write something on that pin, and the pin mode is used to define the pin as input or output. Now next, we have seen some commands. Now we'll see what is the pattern or what is the format of writing a program in Arduino. In Arduino IDE, we are writing this command in Arduino IDE as well as in Tinkercad. In Tinkercad, the same IDE is used. So here we need to understand these are the two things. So your program is divided into two parts, that is, one is called as void setup and one is called as while loop. In void setup is nothing but, here we are defining the things, whether I'm using the pin as input, output, or whatever I want to do, that I'm writing in void loop. Void loop is an infinite loop. So in this program, this is nothing but same as while one loop. So if you are writing something inside this loop, that means that program is, that thing, whatever you are writing inside this loop is going to be repeated infinite number of times. And if you want to do something once, then for that you can write those lines over here, so that in void setup everything is running on once. So in this way we are writing a program. Now how to do it? What is the flow in Tinkercad? So first of all, we are going to make a circuit, then we are going to write a code, and then we are starting the simulation. So these are the three steps which are going to follow, and we are going to implement our application of washing machine. Now this is the first example we will see. First of all, we'll see if I want to blink the LED. Now if I want to blink the LED, so first of all I need to connect one LED. So here I'm connecting a LED on pin number 13, but you can see I'm not connecting LED directly to pin number 13. I need to connect a one resistor. This resistor is going to limit a current through this LED. If you are not going to connect a resistor, then your LED may blow out. Now how we are connecting a LED? In LED you have two terminals like anode and cathode. So cathode is connected to ground and anode is connected to the pin number 13 through this resistor. If you want to turn this LED on, that means you need to give high voltage on pin number 13, that is 5 volt. So if you give 5 volt, then what will happen? The LED will be on, and if you give a 0 volt, then LED will be off. So how we are going to do a connection? So we need to do a same connection on the breadboard, and so this is nothing but how the circuit will be implemented in Tinkercad. Before going to the Tinkercad, first of all we'll see the flow. For how we are going to blink the LED, first of all we are going to turn on the LED. Turn on the LED means what I'll do, if I want to turn on the LED, I need to give logic high on pin number 13. So I will be sending logic high on pin number 13, then I'll give some delay, that means I'll wait for some time, See, blinking is on, off, on, off. So on for some time, then off for some time, on for some time. So in this way, it will be visualized that it is blinking. So I need to turn on the LED, then I have to wait for some time, then turn off the LED, then wait for some time, and then repeat. So in this way, you will see the continuous blinking. So how we are going to write that in our ID? So first of all, here I want I'll be using pin number 13. Pin number 13 is a digital input output pin on which I'm going to connect a LED. If I'm connecting a LED is nothing but an output device. So I need to first of all define whether the pin number 13 is I'm using it as an input or output. So as we are connecting a LED, we are using it as a output. So here I define pin mode 13 comma output. So here I am going to define that it is nothing but a output. Here I am defining this in void setup because this definition is required once. Then after that I am writing into the void loop what I'll have to do, turn on the LED on. If I want to do turn on the LED, I have to write on pin number 13 as logic high. So I'm writing digital write 13 comma high. Then I have to wait for some time. Wait for some time, that means I'm going to use a delay. Delay into bracket I'm writing 1000. Delay is nothing but you can you must have written into your C that for loop if you're running for some time. So this is nothing but same as the for loop, but directly functions functions are available in ID. So delay 1000. If I'm writing 1000, that means it is 1000 millisecond. 1000 millisecond is nothing but 1 second. That means I'm giving a delay of 1 second. So that means what I'm doing, I'm turning on my LED, then I'm waiting for 1 second, then I'm turning it off. In order to turn it off, the only difference is 13 comma low. I have to send low. Then again I am giving a delay of 1000, and for repeat no need to write anything because it is in void loop, it is infinite loop, and it is continuously going to run. Now next we'll see how this can be implemented in Tinkercad. So here we are, you have to log in with your Gmail account, and then I have to go in create new circuit. In this, now what I need first of all I need one Arduino. Then next I need a breadboard. Now next I need one LED. So I'll take a LED and I'll connect it. Just I have to drag and drop. And then I need one resistor. Now resistor I want to make it horizontal, so I'll just, this is nothing but selected, and I'll go over here on the left side. I have a rotate option. I'll just click. Now it is rotated. Now I need to connect a resistor. Now you can see here in LED this is cathode and this is nothing but anode. So where anode is connected, in our circuit diagram, the resistor is connected on, you can see on our circuit diagram, where anode is connected to the resistor one end, and resistor another end is connected to pin number 13. So we are going to do the same thing. Resistor one end is connected to anode and the another end is connected to a pin number 13. So I have to simply just click on this. Once you click on this, automatically the wire option will get it, and just you have to drag the mouse and it will be connected. Now the next is this cathode. This cathode should be connected to the ground. So this is nothing but a ground pin. See, if it is cross also, like after connecting also you can adjust. Now in this way, now it is connected. So our circuit is ready. Now next what I want to do, I want to write a code. Now in a code option it will ask for the block, but we are going for a coding. So I'll select a text option. Continue. Now here if you see, this is by default program is ready. Digital, see this is nothing but pin number 13 is, why this is ready, because pin number 13 is a by default LED is available on chip, LED available on this Arduino Uno board if you take it practically. So by default they are giving this program. We can change this also. So but what I said that we have to define pin number 13 as output, then high, then delay for 1 second, then low, and then delay for 1 second. So that means our program is ready. We don't need to, so we can say this is nothing but a sample program. After this, just you have to start the simulation. Once you start the simulation, you can see, you can observe that the LED has started blink. LED has started blinking, right? So if, like suppose if you think that I want to change the LED pin, you can do one thing. If you want to test this, that no, I want to do it on pin number 12, so you can do it on pin number 12, and the only thing you have to do the change in the code is, instead of pin number 13 you need to write pin number 12. That's it. And then start simulation. No change, right? So in this way you can run the code, you can connect the socket and you can run the code in Tinkercad. Now here by clicking on this, you can give the name to the socket. So I've given a name as LED blink. Just click on twice, then this name is going to be changed. Now next is, so this is nothing but LED blink we have seen. See, many things you can do it in Tinkercad. Now this is one thing. So this is nothing but what I can say, when I switch on the circuit, my LED is, this is nothing but a power on indicator. So that is nothing but, if I consider for a washing machine, suppose if I'm turning it on, I can see the LED on, so that is a power on LED. But in washing machine, if now what next we need to do, we need to insert a button. So here this is nothing but what, without just you turn on the system and your LED is continuously blinking. But now what I need to do, if I press the button, then the LED will glow. So for that I need to do a small change. That first of all, what I need a switch. So this is nothing but what, you can see this is a switch connection. In this switch connection, what I am doing, I am connecting this switch over here and one resistor over here, and from this point I am connecting this signal to pin number 2. So this is nothing but what happens, basically what happens, if this switch is not pressed, the voltage at pin number 2 will be 0, because you can see from here it is connected to ground. And if the switch is pressed, then what will happen, this path will be closed and you will get a 5 volt over here. So this 5 volt can be applied to pin number 2. So in this way we can say when the switch is not pressed, the voltage at this pin number 2 is 0, but if the switch is pressed, the voltage at the pin number 2 is 5 volt. That is nothing but what, logic low and logic high. So what is the change in this circuit, that I have connected a switch, and my aim is that when the switch will be pressed, then only LED should on. If the switch is not pressed, LED should be off. So now we need to do the connection. Now you can see the switch connection, how the circuit is shown. In a similar way, the only thing, I have not used this 10K resistor, I have connected it directly. So I am using this resistor. So here I have connected a resistor. Now you can see in this switch, here I am connecting this red line is nothing but going to the 5 volt, and this line, this is nothing but what, through resistor it is going to ground, and from this pin, this is nothing but what, a center point. Now this switch is nothing but, this is a switch, so at this point it is connected to pin number 2. So this is nothing but which point, this is nothing but this center point. The center point is nothing but, this is connected to resistor also, and this is going to the Arduino also. So here this is a connection. Now so here what I'm doing, I'm connecting a switch, and this switch is connected to pin number 2, and my LED is connected at pin number 3. Now in this switch, now what should be the change in a program? Now the change in a program is nothing but, now see, if I want to see, till now we have written that pin number 13 is nothing but where my LED is connected. Now instead of writing pin number 13, now my LED is connected at pin number 3. So instead of writing 3, what I can use, I can define this pin number 3 as a constant. That means wherever I'll write LED, that means it is nothing but pin number 3. Wherever I'll write this word as button, it is nothing but pin number 2. And here I've defined one integer as button state, which is the initial value is 0. Now what I'm defining, now see, you have two elements now, button and LED. Button is nothing but an input device, and LED is nothing but an output device. So first of all, in void setup, you need to define whether it is input or output. So here button input, LED output. This definition has been over, and this part will be executed once. Now I'm coming into the loop. Now in the loop, what I need to do, first of all, I need to check whether my button is pressed or not. Now how I'll come to know whether my button is pressed or not? For that, first of all, I need to read the button pin, which is nothing but pin number 2. Pin number 2 is nothing but button. So pin number 2, if I'll read pin number 2, if pin number 2 and whatever the pin number, the voltage available or the logic level available on pin number 2 will be stored in button state. Now if the switch is not pressed, then the voltage available over there at pin number 2 is logic 0, and if the button is pressed, then the voltage available at pin number 2 is logic 1. So what will happen here, the whatever is the button position, its value will be read and will be available in a button state. Now next, what I want to do, if button is pressed, then only my LED should glow. So for that, what we'll write, if button state, I'm comparing it with high, that if button state is high, if it is true, then what will happen, digital write LED high. That means my LED will, what I'm doing, I'm writing high to the LED. Now otherwise I'm writing low to the LED. That means if I'm writing high to the LED, that means LED is on, and if I'm writing low to the LED, that means LED is off. So in this way, you are now turning on the LED, you are turning on the LED with the help of switch. So now we can see this program in a Tinkercad. I have already done this program. Now here you can see I have done the connection. Now LED anode is connected at pin number 3, and cathode is connected to ground. That means if I want, and one thing I forgot to connect is nothing but a resistor. I need to connect one resistor also, so I'll do one thing. I'll delete this wire, I'll take one resistor. Resistor value you can also set with the help of this. I'm setting suppose 220 ohm, and here you should select it in ohms. So my resistor value is 220 ohm, and now from here I'm connecting it to pin number 3. So if I simulate this circuit, and before simulating, this is my LED connection and this is nothing but my switch connection. In switch you can observe here it is showing 1B and 1A. 1A and 1B, these 2 points are shorted, and 2A and 2B, these points are shorted. That means this is by default. And what happens if the switch is pressed? What will happen? This 1A and 2A will be shorted. So this switch will be closed, then what will happen? This connection will be shorted. Now what I am doing, on this end I am connecting a 5 volt VCC over here. There is a switch. Then switch ke another end, what I am connecting? I am connecting a resistor through, and this resistor, and then it is connected to ground. And between this resistor and this switch point, I am taking this point, I am connecting it to pin number 2, which is nothing but a reading a pin position. So if switch is pressed, what will happen? The logic 1 will be given to pin number 2, and if it is 0, then logic 0 will be provided on pin number 2. Now I'll just run the simulation. You can see when I'm pressing the switch, LED is on. When I'm switching the pressing the switch, LED is on. So in this way you can simulate this. Now if you want to see the code, you can see what is written inside the code. So if the same code I have copied, so if you want to do any change, you can do in the code. Now here what is happening? If my switch is pressed, my LED is on. Sorry, I have to run the simulation. Now, and if I'll keep the switch continuously pressed, then the LED will be on only. And if you want, you can do a small modification, then you can turn on the LED for some specific time. So here you can write a delay. I'm adding one command, that if when I press the button, then what will happen? The LED will be on for at least 1 second. Here what is happening, when I press the switch for momentum, it is turning on and then it is turning off. So the small modification, now I'll run the code, and now I'll press the button. You can see I have just pressed once and I have removed it. See here, I've pressed once and now button is not pressed, but even though LED is on. So why LED is on? Because we have given a delay of 1 second. So in this way we have simulated that this is nothing but what? A simple function of any system, any consumer electronics or any devices. When you press any button, suppose if you are turning on the button, then what will happen? The LED is becoming on. So this is nothing but what? In this way we have simulated that the washing machine is turning on. Now the next thing what we want to do is, I want to turn on the same thing, that when the switch is pressed, the motor should be on. You can see what is the change in a circuit diagram. The only thing is what? Instead of LED, I'm connecting a motor over here. That is the only change. So now we'll do the same thing. We'll just check. So now you need to remove the LED and you need to connect a motor. So already I have kept it ready for you. So Here I have connected a motor, and here when I'll press the button, if I'll run the simulation, you can see the only change is nothing but instead of LED I've connected a motor. So you can see if I'll run the simulation, what will happen? See, I hope you can see that if I'm pressing this button, the motor is rotating. So in this way, this is nothing but what? If the button is pressed, the motor is rotating. Now here we have kept one thing in our block as timer. Now here what is happening? If I'm pressing the button, the motor is on, and as I'm removing the if I'm not pressing the button, the motor is turning off. So what you can do? You can have a timer option. That similarly you can have a timer option, and you can write over here that delay. Suppose I want to make it, for example, I'm considering 2 seconds. So now what should happen? It should, when I press the button, you can see I've removed the press, but even though the motor was on, so why it is on? Because I have set the timer. So in this way you can provide a delay. So in a very short period of time I've tried my best to explain that a very basic thing, that how you can utilize a switch, a LED or a motor to simulate a simple application like a washing machine up, like rotating a tub of a washing machine. You can do many things in Tinkercad. The only thing you need to have a hands-on this, and many things can be, see, you can combine the application and you can think and you can discover something new also. You can see I have this can be 7 segment temperature sensor, then ultrasonic sensor, different things, LCD interfacing, many things can be done. Like you can make a whole temperature monitoring system. Like you can have a temperature sensor, you can have some indicator, like you can show like with the help of LED, or you can show with the help of LCD, that if the temperature is within control, everything is fine, and if the temperature is beyond some set level, then the LED should glow. So this can be, in this way you can show indication. So many things can be implemented. The only thing, you need to work on this and practice. So thank you so much, and if you have any doubt you can ask me.